Church is a major stakeholder in issues that are affecting our youth, teenagers, and even children. The church has its own space because the church holds the families where these children come from. The church is a major stakeholder and a partner with the government on issues that affect these children. So basically this training was about enhancing the space of the church on the issues that are affecting youth and even children in terms of teenage pregnancies and issues around teenage pregnancy, which we can talk about, like suicide cases that are now rampant among many other children, and gender-based violence among the youth and teenagers and even children sometimes, and sexual abuse and many other issues. So basically this training was about giving the church the capacity, enabling the church, first of all, to be able to find their space. We know there are policy issues that the church can fasten with the government. The church can also partner with other stakeholders to be able to find their space within that. But second was to give the church the capability so that they can be able to, within their churches, to put in structures that can be able to handle this, and also to be able to put in the human capacity that is able to handle this. You remember this year, the statistics that was released was that Homa Bay was ranking very high in terms of teenage pregnancies. But in particular, Ndewa sub-county was actually leading. So we have started in Ndewa sub-county because we want to roll out a model here that is able to spread into the other sub-counties of Homa Bay. But the people that came here, the first best leaders that came here, they represent all the wards of Ndewa sub-county. But among them, they also belong to networks, faith-based networks that cover the whole of Homa Bay. So we hope that when we roll out a model here, it will be able to spread to the whole county of Homa Bay.
And recall back of some months ago, a standard 8 boy. You get that committing suicide as a result of a parent taking his chicken, slaughtering without his consent. So when he got back from school, he decided to commit suicide as a result of that. So my side, I'm taking this opportunity as bishop to thank Ambref team for visiting Ndewa with such a wonderful seminar, training bishops to carry on with these teachings to their churches, doing the implementation of reaching youths and parents, because in Ndewa here, we find that you get a parent, maybe a widow mother who is a widow, leaving her children, going for fish. And when she reaches there, you get that the fishermen are having bad motives with her before giving her fish. They are wanting her for sex before releasing fish for her. As a result of that, HIV/AIDS are getting a way through, and as a result of that, the children are being left disparate, maybe girl child. So when girl child of school things, maybe sanitary towels, you'll get the girl child goes for men in order to get sanitary towels. Suicide cases are rampant in Ndewa. What we do as bishops, we've organized for guidance and counseling institutions in our church branches. For instance, in my compound here, if you check, we are around my church here, we have a guidance and counseling room down there where we attend to our people. We do encourage our church members that when they differ in their houses and they cannot solve their case, they can bring this to church. We have assigned pastors who respond to that. As church, we've organized for outreach ministries that we are able to reach different families within communities in both Ndewa sub-county and Homa Bay County, where we have our branches, where we can talk as a family. We organize for family talks where we share and they bring us their problems. We help them solve where necessary. Before we started, indeed, it was a common issue. Taking life was a common issue in Dewa. But when we started, I can thank God that as church, we are almost managing the situation, because it has taken several months without hearing somebody committing suicide. That is to say that since we chipped in as church leaders, we are seeing some improvements in Dewa.
I have been empowered so much as a youth leader in my church. I have a knowledge now that I'm going to impart to the young ones through guidance and counseling, and empowering them on the activities they can do so that they are engaged most of the time, so that they don't involve in matters that can lead them to teenage pregnancies and other things that can make their life to be endangered. Basically, through guidance and counseling that we have been taught here by the AMREF team, that will help a lot, talking to them, bringing them closer to their parents, and also engaging the church in acknowledging them and helping them know their role in the society as the youths, because they have a role to play in future. They are the future of this nation.
The AMREF brought us teachings on how we can curb this menace of teenage pregnancy, more so in Homa Bay County. The teaching is timely. We really needed this teaching. The children have been so suffering. Families have been so sick, and the society is sick. They needed such kind of teaching at this very moment. This teaching, we are going to entrust them into our various churches, youth ministries. We are going to nurture the children, the teenage, through teachings, and even we are going to establish counseling centers or offices that we are going to handle the cases of suicides that have been around. Suicidal case has been so rampant in Homa Bay County, and we have been trying to look for ways of curbing this as leaders, because we have been, this has been so much, and even we were thinking that there were government agencies and international agencies that may come to help us curb this. But we have appreciated the timely coming of AMREF at the very time, in such a time as this, that this menace is going to be reduced.